No, I'm terrified for Tuesday. Jesus Christ. I don't want the end of the union.
Oh, stop it. We're doing a podcast Tuesday. It's going to be fun. We're going to have lots of fun.
The end of the world as we know it.
Hey, at least we were together when we podcasted about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could think of nothing better.
It's the
than the podcast with my friends
as we know it.
on the election. Yep. Good times.
Yes.
What's going on, buddy?
Yes,
you
sir.
okay? You doing okay?
Oh, yeah. I told you I started smoking medical marijuana at 5 p.m., right?
Yes, you did.
Well, at least it's the
That's
medical kind, because the medical kind is, that's the proficient way of doing it. So you're okay. If it was non-medical, we might have an issue.
Well, here's my medical.
Right?
Here's my non-medical. So I've got both.
You can just flip-flop
Hey,
between
what-
the two.
What does
I
your
don't
medical
wanna pay
license look like?
taxes and-
Does it look like your driver's license with a picture on it and your height and weight and your eyeglass
like-
restriction?
You know, when you were in high school in the 90s and they gave you like a student ID,
Yeah. Does it have
it
your
looks
picture
just
on it,
like
though?
that. No, it's pretty terrible. It's like this, here, I can pull it up on my phone.
You know how awesome it would be if your medical marijuana license had a picture of you with those crazy 80s, laser backgrounds and shit on it?
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I just found out I can't own a gun.
You
I can't own a gun card. They didn't tell me that up front.
Oh, no shit. Oh, you're going to need a gun in a couple weeks, man. Goddamn.
Diekman. The
Diekman.
Diekman show.
And that could have been so fun if you kept up with it.
Could have been. But you know how it is. Teenagers these days, their attention span's so short. I mean, you can only do it for like 2-3 episodes at the most, with us reminding him. If we didn't remind him, it would have been like 15 seconds maximum.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, teenagers, let me tell you.
Goddamn chow mein.
All right.
What are
I'm
we
going to
gonna
start the
do?
show.
Wait.
Oh, what did you say?
Did he
Go
get?
ahead.
Did he say he's getting a job somewhere else? I forget what he said.
No, he said
No,
he's
he's just
quitting
quitting.
his job.
He's just quitting.
No.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have anything else lined up. Fucking slacker and menace to society.
Yeah, how's he going to
Goddamn
take care of his
vagrant.
6 kids?
God bless.
What's the piece of shit?
Piece of shit. All right.
He's got like 12 kids in Vegas.
Well, hey, we got somebody on here who knows Vegas inside and out. Let's do this shit.
Vegas, baby, yeah.
He used to do a World of Warcraft advice podcast. He even did the original Drunken podcast, changing the game and influencing a generation of podcasters. But he was disgraced, accused of crimes he never committed. Shamed, he disappeared. By the grace and generosity of Mr. Rich Dickman, he was raised again. Seconded by his co-host, definitely not main host, Ray, Rem Dickman has returned, sexier and more handsome than ever. This is The Rich Dickman Show, the greatest podcast ever produced by Rich Dickman with Rem and Ray. Featuring executive producer Randy, producer Ryan, Maddie from Australia, hot drummer Newsbaden, and Svensson. The Rich Dickman Show, your slightly better than mediocre podcast.
Hey, everybody. It's the newest members of MS-13 here at the Rich Dickman Show. It's Rem and it's Ray. It's episode 131. Here we go. Let's do this. Randy's part of the gang, too. And we got stupid Maddie from Australia. That was a great little episode. I'll tell you what. But we're here. We're live. We're doing this shit just a couple days before the world ends or Civil War begins. Or I don't know when that's going to start. Probably a week or two afterwards because we got court cases and shit to go. Anyways, we're here live. Brand new episode 131. It's Ray. Ray, what's going on, pal?
We are here and we are doing the goddamn thing because that's
Doing the
what we
goddamn
do.
thing.
God
damn.
Hey, I'm just going to tell you what. I don't know what happened, but I feel really good. I got a fucking phone call this morning at 4 a.m. Guys at work, and as you know, I work construction, so guys have to get to work really early in the morning. and they couldn't find the keys to the truck. So I had to go drive to the office at 4 a.m, give them keys, and come back home. And then flew down to Southern California and back. And somehow, I have some energy right now. Like I don't know what's going on. This could just be the most ridiculous show ever. I don't know. I literally don't know what's going to happen. I could fall off a cliff 3 more minutes into the show, and you might have to like hear me snoring the rest of the time. So we've got that to look forward to. But you know
what, Ray?
That's where we're at.
Ray, goddamn, what the hell? I was looking for something. I was gonna do,
or I could just be wild
Ray,
the rest of the time.
Yeah, you're overtired, Ray. I texted you at 5:49 a.m. my time this morning, and you didn't bother to text me at all till this evening. So that's messed up, and I don't appreciate you ignoring me like that. And
that's because you were replying to my text from yesterday, so I was doing the reciprocating waiting period.
I go to bed. I'm an adult. All right? I go to bed at a decent time. Randy says you're using cocaine. Are you using cocaine?
No, I am not. Let me. Oh, goodness.
Hold on.
What? Wonder Woman?
Oh, you get bothered by kids. Let me.
Awesome.
Ray, mute your shit, and I will keep the show going. God damn,
okay,
Ray's kids always come to visit. Yeah, okay. So we have a guest tonight, and we'll get to our guest in a second. But it'll be fun because old Rem Dickman gets a shit on the old WoW community, which is going to be awesome. Because why not? Ray, are you going to be a minute or two? Because I'll just bring the guest on now. Okay. Nope. He's pulling.
Let's do this.
Out. Oh, you do? Okay. All right. So,
like a dentist.
Let's go ahead because he's sitting there patiently and he's nice enough to join us. It's Ben, formerly known as Lignar from the Epic Podcast. Ben, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Chilling, man. What's up, girl?
I'm on cocaine.
So, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a long time since I've talked to anybody really of significance from my old WoW days. So I appreciate you being here.
Okay. I was never significant. I just let's get that out of the way.
You are in my heart, buddy. But I couldn't remember the name of your podcast. I'm so sorry. So when did you stop podcasting?
Let's see. The Epic Podcast we stopped. I lived in Texas at the time we did it, and I moved back home to Ohio. And during that transition, it just kind of fell apart. Scheduling where I was living in my brother's place while I was waiting on an apartment to open up to get in, and things just kind of fell apart from there. And then shortly thereafter, I started up another WoW podcast because apparently I just needed more punishment. And that one was Saturday Morning WoW. The first one we did for 160, 170 episodes. I don't remember exactly how many we did. And then the other one we did for a little over a year. And that was 4 years ago or so that we stopped.
Okay.
So it just got to the point to where kind of similar situation you're at. Like I'm in Ohio, so I'm East Coast time. And one of the folks on the second podcast, the co-host was in Oregon, so West Coast time.
Yeah, and those West Coast people are assholes.
Right? Yeah, he just did not like getting up in the morning. And I'm like, well, how are we going to do Saturday morning WoW if we don't record on Saturday morning, right? So I just got to the point to where we weren't having fun anymore, so we just called it quits.
Right.
And we all kind of lost the passion we had for the game that got us started, so.
Well, yeah, that'll do it. That's what happened to me on Triple T. I stopped playing, freaking 6 months before I quit the show. You're still in Ohio, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, Randy's in Ohio. I wonder if you guys are next door. Like, I forget where Randy says. I think Randy's Cincinnati. Randy, you Cincinnati? Give me a thumbs up. Or you could just jump in, Randy. I don't remember where you are.
I'm in the middle of nowhere. Like, I'm an hour from everything.
That's a weird named city.
Yeah.
An hour from
there are some weird named towns in this state. So
You ever been there, Ben? An hour from nowhere, Ohio?
I grew up there, but it might be a different hour from nowhere.
Okay.
I'm right now. I'm in the Columbus area, and I grew up about an hour south of here. So
okay, all right, rock and roll.
Okay.
I drove through Columbus once.
An hour south of Columbus and Portsmouth. So
I know Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Look, you guys, we're making friends, right? This is what we do in Rich Dickman Show. We bring people together. We've done that for whatever episodes we've done here. Okay. So, hey, Ben, let me ask you, on either of your podcasts, have you ever been accused of using your co-host to fulfill needs that your wife may not be providing?
No, I haven't.
Specifically.
And that would have been an interesting accusation because I wasn't married at the time that I recorded any of those podcasts. So that would have been hard for that accusation to stick.
I was just wondering if it was just me or if it was everybody. You know what I mean? So
I think you might be in that club of one. Probably not. There's probably other people. We just don't know who they are.
Who knows, right? So, a couple weeks ago, and Ray, I'm going to put Ray, can you do me a favor? Because I'm going to be talking down in the notes. I have the link to the tweet underneath Ben's name.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay. And if you could just throw that into the chat so Randy could take a look, or anybody who might wind up joining us tonight. But
there it is.
A couple weeks ago, I used to play a Death Knight in World of Warcraft, and I used to once I really got into raiding, I started doing a lot of reading about how to play a Death Knight and, proper gearing and all the stats and talent trees, rotations, and all that stuff, right? And one of the people I used to read a lot was Magdalena DK. Very, very popular at the time, WoW theory crafter for Death Knights. Then I just came across a tweet one day that said that she was kind of just pointing, she or he. I have no idea if it's a she or he. I'm just going by the name, so I apologize. But they were.
With you. I don't know either. I read a lot of Magdalena stuff too, because I play a DK. So.
Oh man, we're like best friends.
Trifecta here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were a Death Knight too, right? I don't know anything about your World of Warcraft days.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that bad of me?
Blood DK. Yeah.
Like you're like my biggest fan in the world. I don't know anything about you. I'm a terrible.
I have my own fan clubs. It's fine.
There you go. All right. So I just happened to see that Magdalena was fed up with the WoW developers, and she revealed that there was a secret forum for I guess influencers. I don't know, but Ben, you said you were a part of this at one point. Is that? Do I have that correct?
I was. It was for what they called influencers. There was basically podcasters, bloggers, YouTubers, and if you ever visited the forums, the MVPs that they have there, I don't know if all of them were there, but there were a fair amount of them there. And it was basically a scaled down version of the actual forum. So it's a little bit less of a cesspool than the actual forums are. But it was more of a hyper-focused cesspool when you think about it.
So, and I've always had suspicions of something like that because I was involved heavily in that community from 2012 to 2014, and I think late 2013 is when it started to change. That's when Ghostcrawler left the WoW team, and these other new developers started coming in, and they started paying a lot more attention to people who would promote their shit, like podcasters, YouTubers, and such, giving them way more value than most of them ever deserved. In my opinion, some of them were good, but a lot of the good ones got ignored for those who had more subscribers.
Exactly.
If you, So, all right. So I'm not wrong in this, right? Like,
no.
Okay. So tell me more.
But I don't remember exactly the timing of all that stuff. It was, I could probably dig it up. If you look back to, whenever there's an expansion coming out or everybody's expecting there to be an announcement, everybody's trying to do some kind of digging and sleuthing around and figure out what the expansion is. And at the time, there was a rumor that the next expansion was going to be called The Dark Below. And that's what they called this forum. That was actually the name of the forum, was The Dark Below.
No shit.
I don't know if the name of the forum was created and that kind of leaked out and people have made assumptions, or if they were making a joke off of the community's assumption. I don't know which came first. But yeah, it kind of started off as like, hey, you're an influencer, a podcaster, content producer. I hate the word influencer. Content producer, content maker. That's where I'll go.
Yeah.
And there was some cool aspects of it. Like, it was set up by Zarum. I want to say it was right before Warlords was announced, 6 months or so before that announcement came out. We would get maybe a day or two notice. Everything in there was kind of had like a press embargo type thing on it, where they would maybe tell us something a week ahead of time or a few days ahead of time, so we could include it in our content, but we couldn't release it until the date that they told us. So that was kind of cool to have a little bit of an inside track. But then it quickly, like, if you take just half a step back from that, you're like, okay, you kind of sold it to us as, well, we have an audience and we interact with our audience, and we have that audience, because we're making content about WoW. So obviously that audience plays WoW, and maybe that interaction, we can get some feedback and we can funnel it back rather than having to go through the forums and everything, that we can get a little bit more directed and filtered feedback to the developers. And it quickly turned into me realizing that, no, we're just here to be their propaganda arm and to promote their message that they want to put out. So I basically stopped playing, or it's not stopped playing, but stopped visiting that forum, because I was just like, I would go and check, here's the inside scoop that we're going to get this week, the little nugget of, secret info. And that's all I would go for. Like the conversations would basically be either somebody kissing their ass or
a lot of that.
There's a lot of that, actually. Or somebody, there was a few folks who, God, the names escape me. And if he listens to the podcast and I'm wrong, there was Middle Finger Bill. I'm sorry if this wasn't you, but if you listen, but I'm pretty sure it was him that stirred up a bunch of shit, and I wish I could remember what it was, because it was how long ago.
Don't worry, he doesn't listen. Nobody does.
But yeah, there were some folks who they didn't think it was a good thing that this was happening, that private forum was happening. They thought it was kind of a secret club type thing, and it kind of was. And I'm glad that it died. However, I think it still exists, not in that format though. I think there is still that secret club. Like, I had Zarm's phone number. I could text him if I needed. Like, I don't know if you guys remember him.
Yeah, I remember all these people, because I started to get into the hero worship of the developers, and I quickly realized why. They're no better than I am. They just have a different job.
Yeah. Yeah. But the what you said earlier about the folks who got invited to do things or got special treatment, for sure. And I don't really fault Blizzard for that. And I'm not a Blizzard apologist by any stretch, but if I got somebody making a podcast who's got 10,000 listeners a week, and I got another guy who's got 100 listeners a week, well, yeah, I'm going to give the guy who's got 10. It's free advertising. I can't blame Blizzard for that.
Yeah.
It sucked being that guy that had the 10 listeners, though. I could. What was that?
So that's what Medros never understood.
Oh. Like, I can't fault Blizzard for that. It sucked being the little guy doing the podcast and not getting that treatment. There was a tinge of jealousy. I'm not gonna lie about that. But for no more listeners than we had, I don't feel like I got mistreated by any stretch of the imagination.
Right. And you know what? And I'm under that right there on board with you, where I don't fault the company for trying to propagandize or get their message out and using people with a following. I understand that. That's business. But seeing all that happen as a podcaster myself at the time, and seeing the way my co-host would react to when a developer would pay attention to her, or any of the other shows, or people who I was friends with larger shows or similar size shows to ours, it became really weird to me. Like, everything just kind of got weird. Like, hey, if we'll give you this, but you got to give us that. And it's the whole back and forth of it all. It was just strange for an MMO. And maybe I wasn't ready for it, or maybe I wasn't in love with the game as much. But yeah, like right around that end of 2013 period, that's when, as soon as Ghostcrawler left, I can pinpoint it like to that day, where the people who took over after him really started getting in on the podcast. They started doing appearances. They started giving interviews to more people outside of the instance. And then you would see the podcasters on their Twitter feeds or on their websites, whatever, talking about how, we got a secret meeting at Blizzard or at BlizzCon. We got to go to a secret room and test out a new game and all this shit. Like, and it was just all, so weird.
That's one of the things I was talking about. I don't remember exactly what they were brought in to do, but there were a few podcasts, and I think one of your former nemesis, I don't know if he was a nemesis or not, but Pat Crane and his crew got invited. Scott Johnson got invited. God, I don't remember some of them. They got invited to Blizzard's campus for like a week-long powwow of idea exchanging and all. And I'm like, I didn't hear a whisper about it, right? But yeah, I mean, I think the interview stuff that happened, that was before Ghostcrawler left, because actually my little last podcast, we interviewed Dave Kosak, who actually just left Blizzard. And I don't remember the other guy's name. Corey Stockton? Is that his name?
That sounds right. Something like
Sounds
that.
right, yeah.
Dave was awesome. Dave is awesome. Corey he was like, you could just tell he was more interested in anything else. Yeah, actually, I saw Dave Kosak's tweet that he was leaving Blizzard, and I replied to it, and he replied back like, "Hey, I remember doing that conversation. I remember that conversation. So yeah, he was whether or not he actually did, whatever. But he's a decent dude to at least respond.
Yeah. Again, I'm not saying any of these people are shitty people. I'm just saying it was just a weird time when you get a lot of like quid pro quo type shit going on, and it's all weird to me because maybe because I never went to a BlizzCon or I was falling out of love with the game. We were stuck in Siege of Orgrimmar for a fucking year at the time. But it was so weird seeing people just always so excited about meeting developers. I'm like, well, who fucking cares? Like, I don't give a shit.
I don't know that, I don't know that says anything about you as much as it says about them. And I mean them by the people who were starstruck or fanboyed out or whatever you want to call it.
I completely agree.
I don't get starstruck. I don't fanboy anything. Like I'm going to date myself here. If I was walking downtown Chicago, I'm a huge Chicago Cubs fan. Went to dinner at Harry Carey's restaurant. Hey, we got our World Series a few years ago, so I'm all right with that. But yeah, we're at Harry Carey's restaurant in downtown Chicago, and 2 tables over, Sammy Sosa.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, holy shit, there's Sammy Sosa, and that's the end of it. Yeah. Like I didn't go ask him for an autograph because he's having fucking dinner with his family. I'm not going to be that guy. Yeah. But I didn't fanboy out or anything. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. There's Sammy Sosa. Yeah, I'll take a refill, please. Thank you. I think at BlizzCon, you would have people like Mike Morhaime would walk by and people would be like, oh my God, there goes Mike Morhaime, or there goes Ghostcrawler, or even other content producers, like people from WoW Insider for some reason. God. Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't get me started. But one of those folks would walk by and you'd hear somebody else be like, that's so-and-so from WoW Insider. I'm like, it's a shithead who writes a blog. Yeah, it's a shithead who writes a blog about a game. Like, yeah. And I'm not bashing the fact that they have the passion for the game to write the blog. I mean, shit, I made 2 podcasts, right? Who am I to talk? But they're just a person who writes a blog. There's nothing special about them.
Exactly.
Sorry, Ray, you look like you were about to say something.
I have too many thoughts to almost formalize it, but no, I agree with you, Ben, that like I like personally, if I had the chance to sit down and talk with someone like Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods, or one of those people that's just upper echelon, I don't know if I would call it starstruck, but I would just want to talk to them, understand them. Like, what's your thought process? Right. You know what I mean? But not be like you said, fanboy out, and just be like, oh my goodness, oh my God, I'm so popular. Oh, I'm talking to so-and-so. Like, and that's what it seems like you see happening in that community, which is why, like, now that I'm not in it, I look at it and I go, can you grow up? Like, that's what goes through my mind. And you know what? Again, we say it all the time, whatever makes you happy, you do you. I'm not really judging you, but someone that's been in the community at some point, was really active, ran a guild, did all the raids, tried to, beat everything that was current content, all that stuff, spent countless hours listening to podcasts, researching all this stuff, right? Been there, done that. Now you look back and you go, kind of a waste of time. And not only that, right? Like you're saying, these people who, I don't know, they think that there's some, I don't know what they think they are, but just because you talk to a developer or got to go to Blizzard headquarters, what does that really net you? You know what I mean? Like they just go onto their podcast and they're like, hey, I got to talk to those people. And then maybe they get a little boost in their listenership. But I mean, for real, like what are we talking about here? I mean, just saying, like, I don't see the benefit from a logical standpoint. But so I'm curious, Ben, kind of what's your are you, if you are removed from I don't say removed, but not necessarily super active currently in the WoW community, like what's your kind of take on things, like I said, from how I was seeing it?
I kind of agree with you, except I don't want to fault anybody for having a passion for anything. I don't feel like, I mean, obviously there's a few things it's bad to be passionate about, I'm not even going to list them off, but just use your imagination, right? But if somebody wants to be passionate about a video game, or they want to be passionate about sports, or whatever, it's whatever they want to be passionate about. I'm not going to fault. Oh, hey, look at that little guy.
He knows how to hit the button on the microphone. Sorry to interrupt you. Ace Ventura has arrived.
That's fine.
Ace Ventura is here.
It's Ollie.
He's here, and he says hi. Ollie.
But I guess I'm not going to fault anybody for being excited that they got to talk to somebody. I don't understand the pedestal that they put some of those folks on, because they just have a job, and it might be a cool job, but it might not be. One thing that I did learn, that I know people who are podcasters. I don't really know too many of them now, but podcasters or bloggers or whatever, and they want to get that job at Blizzard. And my interaction with them is like, Blizzard, they say it's a family, and the reason it's a family is because they all fucking live there. And I mean, they live in the office. They work their fingers to the bone.
Yeah.
And it's not, they make some cool products. So do many other game companies,
Yeah.
But yeah, to see the people got so excited about it, I don't know. I'll admit, in the day when we did our podcast, it was kind of cool to have those guys come on, because we didn't go ask for the interview. They came to us and said, "Hey, would you like to talk to these guys?"
Wow.
Well, shit, yeah. I mean, it was like, okay, so somebody at Blizzard listened to the podcast and thought we do a good enough job that they're willing to have official representation on our podcast. Okay. Yeah, it felt good as a content producer to get that, I guess, validation.
Yeah.
Did they ever ask how many listeners you have or anything like that?
They did not.
Statistics?
Okay. They did not.
They asked us. I'm trying to think of
if
what
they
it was
did. They
now.
probably wouldn't have sent anybody on.
I remember. God, I have spotty memories of some of this, because I was never really, because we did a different type of show. Torn Think Tank wasn't about the game; it was about the people playing the game.
Right.
But there was something that Jules had us apply to or answer a question for, where we had to talk about how many listeners we had, and I remember upping the number by twice the number, just because I wanted to be more impressive, because that was just me at the time. I had no interest in talking to anybody, but I wanted them to know that we were cool. But there was something I can't. Shit, that's bad pod. Ray, I'm sorry. All right, you can get mad at me later, and when you criticize me after the show, you're gonna bring this one up, and I'm sorry for doing it. But there was something we had to give them our listenership to, and I don't remember what it was. But Ben, to what you were saying, I don't want to criticize anybody either for having a passion about the game. I just never understood the passion towards the developers, right? That was always. Either. Yeah, it was always weird to me how people are like, "Oh my God, it's Ian Hazukosis," and I'm like, "Who the fuck cares? Like, who the hell? Who the hell is that guy? I can't even spell his name. Who gives a shit?"
Right.
So there was, oh God, I had a thought, and I've been holding on to it, and I've been trying to get it out, Ray, and then I just lost it. It's going to come back to me in a second. I know it will. Oh yeah, here it is. So right around that 2013 half of 2013, they started hiring people from the community to come work with them. Like, I remember Devo Lore being like the first one to really get a job at Blizzard after doing a YouTube thing. And then they hired Solar Flare from Convert to Raid, and they hired fucking Robert A. Wing, who did a Hearthstone thing. And the only reason, and I know Robert Wing's name, because Robert Wing used to play in Fit's Mud that Fit ran. All right. Fit ran a Mud. That was his job for many years, an MUDD, multi.
Oh, I know what those are. I'm surprised any of them existed that late.
Yeah, this one was a pretty big one, and it lasted up until Fit lost his job with them. Up until, I don't remember what that was. Might have been 15 or 16. I don't remember. But anyways, wow. And Fit would always tell me how much of an asshole Robert A. Wing really was in real life, But then you see, like, they're hiring all the people from the community, and that's always weird to me. Like, who are these guys? Are just playing a game and do a podcast or write a blog. Like, what fucking game development experience do they have? It was, maybe they did a lot. I don't know.
Resume. Yeah. Let's see your resume. I do a podcast about your.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Ray. Yeah. That's it. That's in some of them's defense, so like Lore, right? I'm not a fan of him. Really, never was. Never interacted with him personally. He got hired in as a community manager. He's not a game developer. And
that's what I meant. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and what he did, he had a community and he had to interact with, and he had to so he kind of demonstrated he could do that job, right? Mm-hmm. What Robert Wing did, I have no idea. Like, he was a writer for some site that covered Blizzard games, and I know he focused on Hearthstone for a while, and then he got hired, and I don't know what he did at Blizzard. I know he's not there anymore. He was in the esports division for a while. I don't know if that's where he started. But yeah, he's like, some of those guys, some of the others, I'm like, I have no idea. Like, they hired Anne, I don't remember her name, who wrote for WoW Insider. Yeah. She got hired on too as like some kind of
she was like a lore person,
archivist or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, she fucking knew the lore of that game.
Makes total sense. She was great.
Right. Some of the people though, like you're saying, like I don't know what Robert Wing did to show that he was worthy of the job that he got. I have no idea.
Yeah. Like who the fuck was Solar Flare aside from the guy who complained about shit and Convert to Raid? You know, why did he? I don't know what he ended up doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know what it is because they don't pay their employees very much at all. They just all the money goes to the CEO, so they have they can just keep hiring these people at pennies on the dollar. So
it's kind of funny though, looking at, like, I haven't listened to a WoW podcast since I stopped making one, really.
Yeah.
So it's been 4 or 5 years since and I've taken some time off from the game. I'm playing now. I just came back about a month ago to play the game. After about a year away. And it's kind of funny, like, if you take some time off to come back to it, it would be the same way with any game and maybe not any game, but any game that has a persistent world like WoW has, right? Where you kind of leave and then you come back to it, and it's like everything's still the same, but it's different because it's either you're rusty or they've patched it or whatever, and things are different, and it's kind of fun to relearn stuff. But I have no desire to listen to a WoW podcast. Sorry if any. I know Seraphis maybe listens to the show every now and then, and he and I are kind of buddies. But yeah, I'm not listening to any gaming podcast. Gaming podcasts, not even just WoW, but gaming podcasts. I don't listen to. I just can't. Like, that's the time to chill out with my wife. My wife and I play video games together. That's kind of, we just chill out and play games, and I don't need to analyze shit.
I totally understand. Hi, Seraphis. If you're listening, here's me waving at you.
Oh, yeah. Go bacon.
I got soured. I got soured on the game at the end. Between being stuck in Siege of Orgrimmar for 14 months or whatever it was, ending Triple T the way it ended, and then so I have a lot of like bad memories associated with the end of my WoW playing career. And I think back to all the time I actually missed with my kids. Yeah, it is. Yeah, but these assholes like Ray fucking almost got me back into playing the goddamn WoW Classic. Ray and ass producer Chris, these assholes. So I didn't, thank God. I'm at a point right now where I look back. I don't find much positive looking back at my time playing WoW anymore, because it's just I associate so much negative with it, and that's probably not great because I met a lot of awesome people playing World of Warcraft. Randy is over there, and then Ray. I did the podcast because of it. We did a lot. But it's also negative right in my brain, So I can never, I can't find myself.
I get that. See, I have the exact opposite though. Like my co-host that I had originally when we started Epic, she's one of my best friends. She came to my wedding, drove up to Ohio from Virginia to come to my wedding. Like, we still played. Like, I played WoW with her just about 2 hours ago. We still played a game. We still play other games too, but. No, that was that's Seraphis co-host on Sundering. Right. It was Medicakes was her name on my podcast.
Okay. See, and I apologize so much, Ben, because I have you and Seraphis.
No, but everybody got stupid and used their character name in their podcast, and they all blur together. And
yeah,
I totally get it.
But I remember Medicakes,
and I abandoned mine. So
yeah. So here's my take on the whole what you guys were saying, which is, I believe that the most fun I ever had playing World of Warcraft was more or less in the first few months. And the reason being, it's pure exploration, discovery. Yeah. You're just wandering around, stumbling across stuff and finding, and it's so much fun. Just walk around the corner like, oh crap. Oh, I'm in a new zone. That guy's way higher level than me, and you're running for your life.
Or whatever. The first time you walk into one of the major cities and you're like, holy shit, like, this isn't just a like a desert with some things I'm killing. This
Just
is
wonderment.
This is a city. Yeah, it's
So then as you progress, you get to the point where, then you're starting to listen to all this stuff, stat crunching, like literally grinding, just grinding. And that, in the grand scheme of things, takes all the fun out of it. At the end of the day, I don't want to be playing the game for 20, 40 plus hours a week just to keep up on the gear to be able to kill one boss. Like to me, that at some point, I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. So,
that's why I quit playing.
Yeah, so for Rem, I think here's my piece of advice. I went back and played, WoW Classic, got kind of a little bit of those feels again, kind of enjoyed it, but at the end of the day, it just goes back toward, you build up again to just grinding. So it's not worth it. And you know what? There are plenty of other games, like I've finished up like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like that game, fantastic. You just explore, everything's new. It's just wild, wilderness, it's the same thing, but condensed, and you don't end up grinding out anything. You play through a story, and it's fantastic. So there's just other options. Like, you don't have to play a game that's kind of a little bit outdated, monotonous, and, now that's not to say that anyone playing it can't have fun with it, but there's plenty of other options if you're just looking for the original feeling of just exploration and discovery.
That's what it was. It was always chasing the dragon. You're chasing the dragon that first exploration. Yeah, I remember playing at 2:30 in the morning out in Dunmurrow with a dude named Prophet in the first the first guild I ever joined, which was called Postal, which I joined because I thought it was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. We're doing the quests out in the snow and shit outside of the Iron Forge, and it's like, God damn, this is fun. And then my wife getting mad at me. It's like, you didn't come to bed till like 3 a.m. I'm like, I know, but like totally, baby. I'm like level 17 now. Like I'm on my way to fucking changing the world of Warcraft.
Yes.
But no, Ray, that's kind of why, like I when I play WoW, I want to raid. That's the content that I want to play.
Yeah.
And I quit. Like I got into a raiding group, and everything was great. It was pretty casual, but we were killing stuff. And then the next tier came out, and the raid leader is like, okay, everybody's got to do this, and this in order to get into raid. And I'm like, no, fuck you, man. I got a job.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
and to an extent, you have to almost grind to be able to raid. Not fully, but if you want to actually like kill stuff, especially current stuff, you kind of have to. At least that's what I recall. I don't know what it's like today. I haven't played today's, but you kind of have to do the grind. And at some point, I got enough going on. Right. I got other things I can do.
And there was a point where all your grinding, you would feel like it paid off, right? You worked so hard and you were killing bosses, but then they changed the game, and like everybody was getting the gear you had. And then it didn't feel like, well, I'm doing all this work for fucking nothing because they changed it now so easy. This asshole just started playing last week. He's at the same level I am. Like, what the hell? That never felt right. Making the game easier never felt right to me. And it was just,
see, when you go away for a year and come back, you appreciate that they made it easier, so you can catch up with your buddies and play with them.
Yeah. I mean, there's that.
So,
yeah. I only ever had one max level tune. Like I tried getting my other guy up to 90 or whatever it was at the time when I stopped playing, and I never got there. I just had my main Remgar, the Tauren, the Death Knight Tauren was maxed out to the teeth. Just bring in fucking Garrosh to his knees, and bitch, you're mine now.
I think at my peak I had like 8, and it was like a lot of work.
I couldn't do it.
You just
like I can't even sit and play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 for like an hour. I can't. I have no attention span for games anymore. Maybe that's because I'm turning 40 next month. Yeah. Ben, so you had a epic podcast. Where am I going with this one? So what are some of the things your fondest memories of doing a WoW podcast? Let's do that one.
My fondest memory, we did, there's 2 of them. We did a 24-hour marathon raising money for Child's Play charity.
That's awesome. I've always wanted to do one of those. If you're not familiar with
Child's Play, it's a charity that it's started by the guys who did the Penny Arcade webcomic. They raise money. It started off because they're based in Seattle. It started off raising money for just the Seattle Children's Hospital to basically give games and toys to kids who are in Children's Hospital over the holidays. That's how it started. Anything to take those kids' minds off the fact that they're in the fucking hospital. And so it's a charity that I really appreciate what they're trying to do. And we did a 24-hour marathon. And I think we ended up raising, we did 2 of them. And the second time we did better. I think each time we raised over $1,000 each time.
Nice.
So not a ton of money, but still.
That's still good. Now, did you play for 24 hours or was it a group effort to get to the 24?
It was a group effort. The first one, my friend Meddy Cake, she flew. I lived in Texas at the time. She flew into my place, and we had another friend flew in from Atlanta, and the 3 of us kind of kept each other awake for the 24. And the mistake we made is we got absolutely fucking obliterated shit faced the night before, and went to bed. Perfect. And we went to bed at like 3:00 in the morning, and we had to be up at 10 to start this live stream because we were going to do 10 to 10. Oh my God, it was rough, but we did it. But yeah. And then, the second one we did, we kind of traded off. We'd trade off. I'd go take a nap for a couple hours and somebody else did it. And we do handoffs like that. But the first one, it was 24 hours of, I'll never do that again. But I'm also much older now. So, but I'd say that's probably my fondest memory is being able to raise money, being able to help a charity out. It's also related to gaming too. So it's a little bit of, but yeah, it is a fulfilling thing to do that kind of good and that much good because we just had a small little podcast.
Do you have a least favorite memory?
God, nothing that's directly related to WoW. I mean, everybody, especially back then, doing a podcast, everybody fought the audio demons and the problems with audio configurations. And yeah, that's probably my least favorite is because I did a mix minus setup for anybody who is in the podcasting world who I don't even know if you need to do that anymore. Obviously not with the Discord bots like Craig. But yeah, I had to split out the audio and have a second sound card in my PC and come in that other. It was a fucking nightmare and it cost me money. And at least once every 6 weeks or so, something would happen where I'd have to go adjust all the levels and everything because a driver updated or something on the audio card or some stupid shit. Yeah.
I mean, we had an episode that we recorded that was way too hot for air. Like we interviewed an adult film star, and it was just way too hot. Yeah. So the lawyers got involved and told us we couldn't air it. Yeah, but also at the same time, my drivers updated and fucked up all the audio too. So it's a good thing we didn't air it. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying there. Oh man, from your time in those secret forums, do you remember any type of were you a part of? Do you remember any type, or do you remember seeing any type of major type of not major, but a noticeable change that was made because of the influencers in the secret forums?
You mean noticeable with Blizzard as a whole, or with the game as a whole? Either
or. Do you remember anything positive that actually came out of that?
Actually, I don't know. I can't think of any, but it was 8 years ago, dude. I have trouble remembering 8 hours ago. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember anything. It, like I said, it didn't take long to realize that I think had that changing of the guard of the development staff. I think had that not happened, maybe that forum would have played out differently.
Yeah.
I think it might have nothing happened
more of
an exchange.
I feel like it's kind of just a way to everybody kind of jerk each other off,
In some ways, yeah. There was a little bit of butting of heads, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody who was a theory crafter had this idea, and somebody else who's a theory crafter had this other idea, and they got very animated about it sometimes. So. I don't remember the specifics.
Those theory crafters, man, they're sitting in the hours they put in just to find the ultimate. If you hit plague strike 1.5 seconds after Frost Strike. You'll maximize whatever the dots on it. It's like, God damn, like how much fucking time?
That's why. That's why I like playing the Blood Death Knight, is because there was the skill part that you actually got to do. Because I would sit there and build up my blood shield, like, and just absorb all that damage. And by the end of the fight, like if you're just smart and you know the fight, like you just keep death striking, and then you just build up your shield. Like it was fun because you weren't just rotation, right. And you build that thing up, and then next thing you know, at the end of the fight, the healers are like, yeah, I didn't really have to heal you. And you look at the healing charts and you're like, I healed a bunch of healers. But it's like fun because you time it. Yeah, you actually timing it with stuff, waiting for things to happen. That to me, that was entertaining, but not sitting there like theory crafting is, it can be good for the game, I guess. But yeah, okay. So you got to do 1, 3, 4, 4, 1, 3, 4. Like, what are we doing? Like, you're not even playing. Like, that's so dumb.
What, Ray? When I was into it,
same buttons.
we just did the liquor fueled. We were talking about the Thok fight. The big dinosaur. But I remember doing that, tanking that fight, and then my healer said, "Thank God you were taken because we didn't have to touch you." Because I would just hit my blood shield and hit my boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh man, now I want to play again.
Love it.
Now I want to do that shit again. But I would lose interest in 5 minutes.
I used to like solo Ice Crown Citadel, just trying to get the whatever that invincible. I try to get that, but yeah, you can do that as a Death Knight.
When I was geared out at the end of an expansion, I used to like doing the random dungeons as a tank, and then just running through everything. It's like keep up,
just smash through. Eat shit, you little level 10 whatever it is.
Yeah,
just blasting everything.
So Ben,
that still happens, by the way.
Yeah,
I imagine it does. Yeah, but now wait, so they squished down to like, I think Ask Producer Chris was telling me that everything got squished down to like level 50 or some bullshit.
Then the new expansion comes out next month, and that takes it to 60. But yeah, we went from 120 to 50, which is a weird feeling.
God damn. So you went like from doing 150 or whatever it was DPS at the time to now you're doing 200, and that's still good. God, that would throw me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went from having like 200,000 health to like 20,000.
Yeah.
I meant I didn't be 20. I don't remember. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but it's just like the last time they did it. I don't think you were playing the last time they did it either.
No, I quit before then.
It wasn't a level squish; it was a stat squish on the gear. This time they did both, and it's similar feeling where the numbers got smaller. And
I know Svensson's mad about it. He's furious. Yeah, he was saying how like, yeah, he just complains about stuff. He was mad because it did something like make his twinks not twinked anymore.
Yeah,
like it messed up all that, and he was kind of frustrated. And he's like, "Yeah, need to fix that."
For the twink crowd, yeah, I could see that. I don't play
but how many twinkers are there? I'm just saying, like
apparently there's enough that somebody's pissed about it.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Like apparently there were people who loved to do that in PvP, and
well, I could see that. I could see that being
they would turn off leveling at like where they're at the max level for their bracket, because it was level
like 19
10 through 20 was a bracket, or 10 through 19 was a bracket, and they'd turn it off at 19 so they could be the people who are leveling through PvP would just get murdered.
Yeah, you just destroy them.
But yeah, I actually never thought about what this change would have done to people doing twinking in PvP.
No,
I don't PvP that much, so we're Ben, talking way more WoW stuff than you ever have on this show, dude.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. This is kind of just our nostalgia episode, but so what are you up to now? I know I've read some of your Vegas blogs. By the way, are you still writing those?
I'm sorry. I am. It's one of those things where like I just actually published one yesterday.
All right.
When the pandemic came around and Vegas shut down, and I have stuff lined up to be like reviews of restaurants and hotels, casinos, everything that I've been to. Mm-hmm. And I can't publish that stuff because I don't know if those places are going to exist. A lot of them are closed now, and are they going to reopen? And it's like I just kind of stopped writing it because
goddamn,
it seemed like wow, things are starting to look up in Vegas. Like there was a new place that just opened. Technically yesterday, it opened Tuesday night, midnight. Mm-hmm. Pretty significant. Like it's a huge opening, and that's good news, right?
What
but
place
there's
is that?
still a bunch of stuff. It's called Circa. It's downtown Vegas. It's the first place in downtown Vegas, to be built from the ground up. First new place since 1980.
Wow.
Wow.
And then on the Strip, they're building one. I'm not sure when it's going to open. It's called Resorts World. And it's fucking massive.
We
side
actually might be working on that.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding. Yeah. And actually the other one too, I was at a trade show I flew down to LA this today, and it was a trade show. We were talking about 3 jobs we might actually do in Vegas. And I think I didn't get the name exactly confirmed it's Circa, but we might be doing some stuff. We're not on the job, but we might actually be doing some stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah. Circa just opened their casino. Their hotel's not open yet, but their casino, and I wish I could have gone, but the pandemic, and I'm one of those at-risk people with pre-existing conditions, so I'm hunkered down and not going to go to a huge fucking crowd in a casino.
You're the people we have to protect.
Yeah. I'm protecting myself. You don't have to protect me.
I listen. I protect the vulnerable. It's my job. I swore my life to this country.
Yeah, that hotel opens up next. I think it's in December that the hotel opens. And then Resorts World, I'm not sure when it's going to open, but they've been like the whole side of the hotel is a video screen. Like I've seen videos of them testing their video. It's fucking cool looking. I can't wait to see it in person.
Oh shit!
So
you have to keep writing those, because our friends Eros Nisus, the Priory Society, they're in Vegas like every weekend, swinging and doing business. Like they're living a life out there. So they rely on your reviews of shit to go see things. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that they have more stuff to review than I have.
I'd say you should do a collaboration where you review like the services of the restaurant, and they can review it from like a swinging standpoint of like the hotel accommodations.
I can do
what
that.
Sex is like up in those rooms.
Yeah.
Although I'm curious, like I've listened to, I know at least one. You've had them on like 3 times, 2-3 times,
4 times.
Oh, okay. I've listened to 2 or 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun.
Yeah, they seem like they're good folks.
They're just entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if like the places I go are the same places they go.
Maybe not. They
you got to follow them on Twitter or Instagram, and they'll show you, because they're at like the Bellagio or the Wynn or Paris.
Yeah.
And they are in the same places that I go.
Yeah, they look. They're big time players. They get the deals. They go where the value is. They're not stupid, and they're looking for ass. You know what I'm saying, Ray? You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Like you're going to be down there next year with your wife.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. As soon as I'm able to travel freely, we're getting on the swinging train.
Ben, how do we find your blog?
I just got to convince my wife.
Yeah.
Don't tell her. VegasBabyYeah.com.
VegasBabyYeah.com.
Yeah, and it's like I was saying before we started. Like, if anybody can help me get the actual Twitter handle for that, I'd appreciate it.
Randy, get on that.
I know who you are.
You know what? We'll try and get you in touch with the Las Vegas developers and community managers. Maybe we can set up a secret forum. And get you hooked up through some inner channels there.
But yeah, it's one of those, like, I bought that domain as kind of a joke 15 or 16 years ago. A group of friends and I went to Vegas on my first time we went to Vegas, and then we started planning another one, and I was so fucking geeked out about it that I bought this domain and set up a website. It was like, what, $10 to just have a countdown to when we got to Vegas next. And
that's great.
And that's all it was. That's the whole reason I bought it.
Yeah.
And then it just sat there for a long time. And I'm like, you know what? I love Vegas. I'm constantly reading news about Vegas. Like half the shit I follow on Twitter is the local news channels in Vegas. All half the casinos. I've got, all that I follow on Twitter and social media. I'm like, I'm kind of keep my finger on the pulse of Vegas.
Wow.
I might write a blog about it. So
that's fun.
Nice. I was in Vegas once. It was in 2006. And goddamn, I wish I wasn't 26 years old when I went, because I'd have much more fun in Vegas now that I'm smarter and older. But
that's life, though, Rem. I mean, that's like, like I'm 44 now. I wish I could go back to Vegas at 26 and have the knowledge that I have now.
Yeah, right. God, I would change everything. Would be different. Like, goddamn, if I was smart back then, I was fucking stupid as shit. Anyway, okay, it's VegasBabyYeah.com. And we can find you on Twitter at _VegasBabyYeah. Is that correct?
Yeah, unfortunately, the underscore's there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Ben, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us and getting some of these memories, the wild memories and the podcasting memories, and talking about the secret forums that I long suspected were there, and you confirmed it for me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I just resubscribed to WoW right now.
Yeah, I did about a month ago. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just did it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, sorry. I just realized you're talking shit. It's late. So. Yeah, anytime, guys. It's I wish I could remember more shit to tell you and stir up shit about that forum, but the details are just not there.
Fascinating.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Ben, if you ever think of more things, anything pops in your mind one night when you're like in the middle of the night and you're like staring at the ceiling, or you wake up and you're just like, oh shit, I remember this. Let me know. We'll have you back on, because listen, I love talking shit about the WoW community and WoW podcasters. Not you, I like you, but I love talking shit. So anytime you want to come back. And hey, Tuesday, I don't know if you know this, but on Tuesday, we're doing the Rich Dickman Show election coverage, okay? Election 2020, Rich Dickman Show style. So if you want to come in and you want to report from Ohio, Randy's got the Rust Belt there, but if you want to help him out, you're more than welcome to come on. You know our Discord. Come on in, and we'll check in with you, okay?
You could cover Ohio and we could just call it Nevada, because there's not really anything else in Nevada other than Vegas.
Yeah.
So
there's Vegas, and then Reno.
Yeah, but Reno doesn't really count. And then you got like Winnemucca or something. Like come on,
that totally desert. And Laughlin is even worse. So
yeah,
goddamn there. All right, Ben, it was great talking to you. Finally, thank you for coming on, and stay in touch. We'll talk to you again soon. All right, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Have a good one.
Later.
Yep.
Oh, that was good stuff. It's good stuff, Ray. I love talking shit.
Super fun.
I love talking shit. Yeah. Good, man.
It's just fun.
Memory lane.
So, to me, I'd never known about that. Call it secret forum. I don't know how secret it really was. I'd never really caught much of a whiff of that, or, like maybe I had heard something about it, but never was really interested in it or caught too much of what was going on there. But I think probably because it never really created anything.
No, you wouldn't have known. Like I'm watching like Jules just drooling over these people, and I'm watching freaking Medrose and Roe, and then Scott John, like all these people, like fucking. It was all gross. It was all all right.
I don't like to. It's like if I got on here and started bragging about all the people that I meet in construction, right? Like I met this guy where we helped him build this house, $25 million house. You know what he did?
Wow.
He invented some cardboard boxes. And do I come on here and brag about meeting this guy?
No.
I mean, that's like the most fascinating story anyone's ever heard of. But do I come on here and brag about it? No, I don't. Why? Because I'm not starstruck. I'm not fanboying out just because I meet some guy that invented cardboard boxes, made a shitload of money off of it.
It's like the time you helped build O.J. Simpson's condo, right? You didn't come tell me you met O.J. Simpson and helped build his condo. You kept that quiet. I just assumed it happened. All right, Ray, I don't know if you know this.
I helped him build a furnace in his basement.
God damn. I don't know why. Listen, it's 2020. We're in the middle of a pandemic, okay? Right? And nothing is as it was last year. Everything's stupid and everything's different, okay? I had parent-teacher conferences today. And normally you might know where I'm going.
I wanted to talk about school too. So no, I don't know where you're going. I just want to talk about school because it's sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. So parent-teacher conferences.
We had parent-teacher conferences today. And normally you have to get into your car, drive to the school, walk into the school like an asshole, wait for the teacher like you're back in school, and sit down in the little tiny student chairs.
They don't even have adult chairs.
Yeah. And talk to the teacher about how your kid's doing. And it's like, God damn, are we done yet? This is fucking... Yeah, okay. All right. Well, they don't do that anymore because it's 2020. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We do it by Google Meets, Ray. I don't know if you know what Google Meets is, but it is just like Zoom, except Google style. Well, we're Google meeting with teachers, and I've been conditioned in my years here on the internet that when you are video chatting with a female, a lot of times they're starting to take their clothes off, or So I'm sitting there and I got the Google Meets going and my daughter's teacher pops up on my screen. I'm like, God damn. What's happening right now? What are we doing? And she's working it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't know she's working it, but she's working it. I'm like, God, fuck. Are we really talking about my daughter right now? Because there's so many other things we could be talking about at the moment, baby. You know what I'm saying? All right. Because, I mean, the last time we had Jessica Lust on the show, you know, she was wearing a very sexy t-shirt that said, "Thick bitches love the Rich Dickman Show." And I think she showed us her ass too. But you know what I'm saying, Ray? Mm-hmm. It's like, it's a very weird time to be talking to your children's teachers over a video chat when all you know about video chatting leads to, you know what I mean? Anyways, that happened
like
today.
This podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm waiting for you to
We're
take
naked
the
by the end of the
right
show
now.
every week. When we're buttoning down my shirt, unbutton one more button every few minutes.
What did you have to say about school? You said you wanted to talk about school.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely terrible. My kids, at least one of them cries every day because something is going terribly wrong. So my older daughter's teacher's actually not too bad. He actually prepares stuff and understands how this shit works. Good. But the other teacher does this bullshit where it takes them, I'm not even kidding, it takes them a half an hour to do like roll call, if you want to call it that, where they have to let people in individually. So they're like, "Is so-and-so here?" And then let them in.
Are your kids are in person?
No, it's
virtual. They're all virtual?
Brought home their Chromebooks. Yeah, so they have the Chromebooks at the table. Yeah. And so it takes them a half an hour just to get in. So the teacher won't let them in. Like they let them in individually and then do roll call like that way or something. Where I'm like, you can't just let them in. Like, you can't just look at the fucking screen and see that everyone's there. You know what I mean? Like, like take a screenshot. Like, this isn't that complicated that you have to hear the kids say yes when they have the video on. But my kids started doing it where they're like, yeah, I just turn the video off as soon as I can because they don't want to have the teacher looking at them and anything like that. But this teacher is a fucking moron. Like, we've talked to other parents and they have all the same complaints. But this teacher she was trying to explain to them how to like type an address into the search bar, into the address bar. She's like, okay, so do you see kind of near like the top of the screen, underneath and it's like, oh my God, these kids, this is like the fourth weekend. They know what they're doing. Yeah. And like Stella's sitting there. She's already to the end. She's already to the end. She's just waiting for the teacher to give her this code. And it's like, and she's like, okay, so you have to do this. And she's like trying to tell him like, I'm not even shitting you, where the letters are on the keyboard to type the whole address in. She's like, so the A, it's on the left and it's kind of up like and I'm like, what the fuck? And then she's like, all right, so they get in and she's like, all right, so do the work, and takes off. And I'm like, hold on. So you're going to literally spend all this time explaining how to get to it and not like 1 second explain what they're actually supposed to do? Like, you literally just said, okay, now do it. And then just kind of disappears. It's unbelievable. Like, these teachers are completely incompetent, a lot of them. But they're so incompetent that the other day on Monday.
They're heroes. Come on. Stop it. They're heroes.
They're heroes. So Tuesday, my wife was telling me that Stella was getting a lot of compliments for having done her work, even though she missed Monday. But she was there Monday. Like, the teachers kept saying you know what, Stella, you did such a good job catching up, even though you weren't here yesterday. And Stella's like what? You know, it's like, that's how dumb these teachers are. I'm so over it. We're all over it.
My kids spent the first 4 weeks of school doing a hybrid thing, 2 days, 3 days at home, 2 days in person. Right now they're back full time in person. And actually, my son had to stay home Wednesday because there was a positive case in his school. Now, my son goes to the middle school. My daughter goes to the intermediate school. It's in the same building. Mm-hmm. They're in the same building. The middle school had to stay home on Wednesday because there was a positive case. But the intermediate school went to school no problem. All right. Yeah. Okay. So the case was in the middle school.
Coronavirus that attacks middle schoolers. It targets the middle schoolers specifically.
So they figured that they figured that one out.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm drunk and I forgot what I'm saying.
It's genius.
Shit.
It's genius.
Anyways, my daughter's teacher's fucking hot. Like, she's sexy as hell. And I'm just sitting there, goddamn.
Can you like set up a meeting to just be like, all right, hey, I have some questions about how to do my daughter's work. She has some questions, but let me, I'll just meet with you. If you just want to do like a video call, could you?
Yeah, I got that option. She's like, if you need anything, just let me know. I'm like, all right. Listen, I have some concerns.
I have some concerns that you're too sexy.
Yeah,
to be just a teacher.
Why are you?
I think if you need a side job after hours.
Yeah, I know you got kids and you're probably married. I got kids. I'm probably married. But I mean, listen, it's just video chatting. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Through the school's devices, what's the worst that could happen?
It's no big deal. We're all adults here. All right, that's enough about school. But hold on, I'm trying to pull something up here. Well, hold on. Okay, hold on. Do you have any more to say about school before I move on here, bud?
No, that's pretty much all there is for school. That it's absolutely horrible, and we need to.
Yeah, my daughter's teacher.
You know what? The last thing is, this is the fucking opportunity for them to understand that some kids learn better in certain scenarios, right? Like depending on the situation, some kids are better learning online. You just kind of say, "Here's what you got to do. Figure it out." Why can't they take this opportunity to say, "You know what? Some of these kids are really good through this." We're talking. You could. This whole like video conferencing thing and online learning, you don't have to do classes from locally. You could pull from the nation and really, put kids in the right situations. You could really up the ante and our education system. But no, we're going to have these teachers fumbling around.
Right. No, if we had smart people running things instead of politicians, we could really change things and really do stuff for our kids. So we got an email from my daughter's school's principal. Now we have the remote learning option now.
Is she hot?
They all have their Chromebooks. It's a man.
Yeah.
He's cute, but he's not my type. But they all have their Chromebooks now. Okay. So what's been happening is when kids are staying home sick because they have a cold or it's cold season, they've been requesting to do remote learning, but that apparently puts a strain on the teachers. Right. So the principal had a plea, please, when your child is out sick, it is not remote learning. They're out sick. It's too hard for our teachers to adjust to remote learning for somebody all of a sudden. Like, goddamn, teachers are heroes, man. Fucking heroes, changing the world and changing lives. Yeah. It's too hard to do remote learning. But hold on. I want everybody to know that both teachers I spoke to today, I said, thank you. Thank you for all you've been doing in the past several months and weeks, and you know what, the past year, because it's probably really difficult on your end. So I did thank them. So before you give me shit, everybody, I thanked my teachers for taking care of my kids. Okay, we have an election coming up, Ray. We have an election on Tuesday, and I've said for a couple weeks now that what they're for the president, that what they're doing to Joe Biden is elder abuse. Okay, because the man is not well.
Aren't those guys the same age?
No, Joe Biden's 78 and Donald Trump's 74. But Donald Trump's a very young 74. Whatever drugs he's using, whatever tanning agent, whatever it is, there's a difference between the two men. Listen, regardless of your political philosophy, there is a big difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And you know I'm right. Okay. So I came across this clip on Twitter, and I want you to listen to it, okay? This is Joe Biden. Okay. At a rally in San Antonio today, okay? All right, and we have all the things about the Hunter Biden shit coming out. All right, here we go. And you know what? Let me put this in the chat so you can see the video. Don't play the sound, but I want you to see the video because the video is important too. All right, here it is in the chat.
I got it.
There it is. I am playing the goddamn audio. Here we go.
In Trump Towers, he said he was doing it before he hit the ground floor. Remember what he said? He said, I'm going to take on those rapist Mexicans.
Okay, so Joe Biden just said Donald Trump's going to take on those rapist Mexicans. That's what Donald Trump said, okay? He's doing a rally. It's not a drive-in rally either. There's actually people there, which is interesting. But I mean, just listen to how he sounds. Listen to how he sounds to begin with, okay? He just sounds bad.
Then he claimed, no, there's never been a president.
That's a lie, Joe.
Never been a president.
That's a lie.
Oh, it is a lie.
Yeah. And it was
Oh,
your
it is a
son
lie.
in the Ukraine. All right. Why don't you get out of here? Get out of here. Yeah. You're the one that offered to withhold $1 billion.
Joe Biden just put his head down.
Foreign relations?
He looks
Son of a
defeated.
bitch.
He looks defeated. It is the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life, I think, that this man who's had a 47-year Senate career, and whether he's done anything, I don't know. I don't care. He's been the vice president for 8 years. He didn't run in 2016 for some reason, probably because of reasons, but he's running this year, and he's the Democratic nominee for president. And we just had some revelations that Hunter Biden may have been involved in some things, and Joe Biden might be implicated in some things. We don't know. And people are saying it's not true, and other people are saying it's true. I don't know. I don't care. But this man, a guy in the audience filming Joe Biden, who says it's not true, Joe. That's a lie about the rapist comment, which is a lie because that was never happened. And then mentions the Hunter Biden stuff, and Joe Biden says nothing and looks down in shame. And I'm thinking, my God, I feel so bad for Joe Biden right now. What they're doing to him, this is elder abuse. This man should not be speaking. Just listen to the way he sounds. Just listen to the way he sounds. And if you're watching the video, just look at the way he's moving. He looks like my 91-year-old grandfather who died 2 years ago, saying he was waiting to die, looked more energetic than Joe Biden does right now. Like when I last shook my grandfather's hand a day before he died, looked more energetic than Joe Biden. He put his head down in defeat and didn't say a word. Like, what is happening? What the fuck is going on? Why are they putting this man out there? This poor old man should be sitting in his basement, relaxing and watching the fucking Golden Girls on television on fucking Netflix or whatever it is. Like, this is crazy. What's your theory?
My theory is, and this is me, the person that isn't even casual into politics, but only knows what I know because, not that I don't want to say because you follow it and drag me into it, but like, because that's the first thing that comes to mind. Sorry, no better way to phrase it. But so I don't look for I don't follow. I try and stay in my lane, control what I can control. And so my understanding would be, or the way I've seen it, is in 2016, everyone obviously thought Hillary was going to win. Nobody really expected Trump to win, right? It was at least what I saw on social media at the time, a shock, right? So considering that Hillary was more or less like a shoo-in, winning is what everyone considered. At this point, I think they're saying, well, if she was our number one candidate and obviously that didn't pan out, who do we have that's going to beat him? No one. Well, Biden's at least somewhat popular, and you know what? He's not actually going to do much. Let's just throw him out there. He'll lose. Trump will get one more, get another term, and then after that, then we'll kind of reassess. But it's like them throwing in the towel is what it seems like, because I don't see anything from Biden that's like, I don't look at him and go, you know what? I want that guy running the country at all. Like, I don't know.
I get the sacrificial lamb aspect of it, right? I get that, but I just feel bad for this old man. Like, he's 78 years old. He'd rather be in his basement than out talking to people, and then he gets confronted with this. He doesn't know what to say. Like, his handlers haven't prepped him on what to say.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if this Hunter Biden stuff isn't true, if he hasn't taken it, hey, hello, hi, this is all bullshit. Like, this is not true. I don't know, Ray. I just felt bad. I saw this clip and I just felt bad for the guy. Like, I might vote for him just because I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
No, I'm not voting. I'm voting Dickman 2020. Rem Dickman 2020. Write in your votes. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, you're going to hear this just in time. Write in your votes for Dickman 2020 and you can come on the show. Or I'll have you on the show. All right? We'll talk about it. Take a picture. Show it to me. Tweet me at Rem Dickman. Dickman, that's what you're doing, right, Ray? Fucking Randy already fucking voted.
Yeah,
I don't know why. He didn't vote for me. Fucking Randy. Randy, you're my executive producer, Randy. You should be voting for me when I need you to, man. Can you imagine if I'm applying to a job and say, yeah, I receive votes for President of the United States?
I mean, Kanye went on Joe Rogan. I'm sorry.
You know what, Randy?
Like, all the things at least 3 votes for president.
Like, that's a hell of a week.
Randy, all I've done for you in the last 8 years, all I've done for you, and you can't just write my name into your goddamn ballot. You can't just vote for me. It's fucking bullshit, man.
My vote matters. I'm in Ohio. All right.
Your vote doesn't matter as much anymore because everybody pulled their money out of Ohio. It's going red, man.
Oh shit.
You okay, buddy? You doing all right over there?
Oh, I don't know. Everything's on fire.
Oh, Ray, what do we have for segments tonight? What do we got? We got anything good?
I'm pretty sure we have a Thinking with Your Dickman.
Oh,
it's
shit.
election themed too.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let's get into some Thinking with Your Dickman.
You want segments? We've got segments. It's Thinking with Your Dickman.
Hey, Ray, before we start, I was talking to my wife the other night, and, we had Adam from Houston on last week. And thanks, Adam, for coming on last week. It's always fun to have Adam on. It was a late show because we went long, right? So my wife says to me, it's like, you didn't come up from the basement, till after midnight. It's like 12:30 and you came up, and I was awake at 12, and I swear I had bad thoughts. I'm like, oh yeah, what was your bad thoughts? Like, what did you think I was doing? It's like, I thought you were down there jerking off. And I'm... So I said, when you think that, you should come down and check on me. Maybe you'll see something you like. I don't know. So anyways, okay, let's get into Thinking with Your Dickman. Read the email.
Is that so? That's why you have your dick out right now, just in case it comes down.
My dick's always out. My God, I'm in the basement. Why wouldn't my dick be out?
Well, that's the explanation. Like I understand. You usually have it out. It's the.
How do you think I reach things? I need my dick to reach things. It's so big.
Yeah, you use it like a third arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Sense.
It's got an opposable thumb.
All right. So this guy named JJ writes
JJ.
JJ, yeah.
Okay.
Election season is upon us. Along with that comes all sorts of contrary viewpoints and disagreements regarding this year's candidates. This is spot on. Loved ones are pitted against one another. Families are torn apart. And rifts are forged so large that they leave a chasm of immeasurable depth. This guy's over dramatic. Folks, we're on a collision course like WrestleMania 19, where we may see the winner execute 3 rock bottoms just to come out victorious.
Did you watch WrestleMania 19, Ray?
Did I? No, I don't.
Oh, JJ did. Okay.
I don't know any. Yeah, I don't know any WrestleMania stuff. But apparently, this person's a big. Is that WWE?
Yeah. Yeah, it was 2003, right. WrestleMania 19.
Wow. Okay. Well, they
Stone Cold Steve Austin's last match. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. So, among the innocent bystander casualties may be my girlfriend and I's relationship. She supports one candidate while I the other. Out of fear for my life, I dare not disclose which candidate we each voted for. Yeah. So, on to my question. How do you survive a relationship when someone dunks your toothbrush in a toilet before your very eyes, simply because you voted for someone they didn't?
Did that happen? Did she dunk his toothbrush?
Terrible.
Because if she was crazy enough to do that shit, listen. Here's something I learned a long time ago, and it was the Huelhauser, the benevolent, magnificent Huelhauser who taught me this. He said, we were having a talk one day, and he said, Rem, let me give you the best piece of advice you'll ever get in your life. Don't stick your dick in crazy. Yeah. I looked at him, I said, what do you mean? And he looked at me, he said, Rem, you know what I mean. My life changed that day. My life changed that day, Ray. If you're stupid enough to stick your dick in crazy, you're going to regret the consequences. All right, so if you voted for a candidate of not her choosing, and then she took your toothbrush and shoved it in the toilet, she's crazy. You stuck your dick in it. You shouldn't have done that. All right, so what's the question? Like, how do we reconcile that? Is that where we're going? Like, what are we doing here?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, God damn. How do you survive? Okay, you don't. You don't. I think, Ray, whether it's election season or not, if a woman ever takes your toothbrush and either one, uses it, or two, sticks it in a toilet, there's something loose up in the noggin, okay? You're not firing on all the cylinders we needed to fire on. There's a screw that needs some grease. You know what I'm saying? Okay? You need to get the fuck out of there, all right? Because you don't do that. That's messed up. You don't mess with people's toothbrushes. You don't mess with people's because the toothbrush, Ray, is like the most sacred morning, evening utensil in the history of the human being, because it's personal to you. It goes in your mouth. It cleans all the shit off your teeth and your tongue and the roof. It's very personal. That's what I'm trying to say, Ray. And if somebody was going to fuck with that or try to use it for themselves, one, that's disgusting, and two, that's crazy. And that's a sure sign that you're with somebody who's doesn't have it all going on up in their head. It's what I'm saying making sense to you? Yeah, get the hell out of there, JJ. Leave immediately, okay? Because you should not be losing over an election. You should not be losing family. You should not be losing friends. You should not be losing relationships over an election. You're allowed to have the beliefs that you have and vote for the person of your choosing. Okay, we've entered a crazy time in society where people think it's okay to not talk to their family anymore because they may be voting for Trump, or they may be voting for Biden, or they may not be voting at all. Okay, people think it's okay to not talk to anybody. No, that's not okay. That's not okay, because it's just politics. All right, and whoever the president is, you know what? Ultimately, it's not going to affect your life as much as whoever your congressman or your senator is. Okay, that shit is way more important than who the president is. All right. If Donald Trump's the president for the next 4 years, what's the worst that can happen? Nothing. Because we haven't had a war in 4 years, Ray. Okay? If Joe Biden's your president for the next 4 years, what's the worst that can happen? You're going to pay more in taxes. Okay? Who cares? Fuck it. Everybody's happy paying taxes except me. Taxation is theft, by the way. Taxation is fucking theft. Why does the government have any entitlement to my money whatsoever? Sales tax is another story. Maybe they can get some off of that, but leave my money alone. Anyways, what I'm saying is, Ray, he needs to leave. JJ, get the fuck out of there, because she's crazy. Your thoughts?
All I got from that is that I'm now convinced that we should elect Joe Biden just to be nice to old people. That's all I got. All I got from that. No, I say maybe take that toothbrush and frame it as a reminder, like when you move out. Because I agree. Get out of Dodge. Yeah. You need to. It's only going to escalate from there into, worse fights, and then maybe she throws stuff at you, and then she throws the plastic cup that's on the counter on the island or something like that, and then the next time she grabs whatever's the next closest thing, which might be like a teapot, which might actually hurt. Yeah. Then escalates. The next thing you know, she's throwing a knife on accident without even realizing it, or whatever. Yeah. Like you don't need knives.
Next thing you know, your dick is missing. Okay,
you don't work in the circus.
It's bad news. It's bad news. Like, I assume, like a real man, you voted. Well, I better stop. Right there. I'm not going to assume who you voted for. Like I can assume but I'm not going to. Yeah. All right.
By voting.
Yeah. Don't just. You know what?
Voted with your dick.
Here's a secret. Okay. I mean, like, if she's super hot and you like her a lot, like, just tell her what she wants to hear. But she doesn't need to know who you really voted for. She doesn't need to know. Okay. Like, that's what I do, Ray. Like, when I'm in a conversation with somebody, right? Because I don't talk politics I don't talk politics with anybody because everybody's crazy right now. I kind of gauge where they're going on where they are on the spectrum, right? Like, I gauge. I ask little probing questions like, "Hey, you like paying taxes, right?" And if they say, "Yeah, I love paying taxes," I know they're a Biden voter, so I'm going to say, "Yeah, absolutely, that's who I voted for." Boom. On the other side, it's like, I mean, hey, you like personal freedom, right?
You like building walls.
And if they say, "Hell yeah," I'm like, "Oh, goddamn, I'm on board," right? That's how I gauge. I go either way because nobody will ever know who I vote for. I mean, if I told them I'm voting for Dickman 2020, they'll like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?" Right? I'm like, me. Like, you obviously know my name is Rem Dickman. That's like my legal name. That's what I go by.
Yeah,
like if you Google,
you idiot.
Yeah. If you Google Rem Dickman, you can totally dox me because that's totally my real name. Okay, that's who I'm voting for. I only vote for myself in presidential elections because I only trust myself. Yeah. So yeah, there's no need to disclose to your girlfriend who you're voting for. She doesn't need to know. You just tell her what she wants to hear. I mean, goddamn, you're not going to change her mind. So fuck it. Like if she's hot, like you like banging her, like you have fun having sex with her, just keep it up. But if she's crazy, it's a good way to find out if she's crazy. Ray, I got drunk off this whiskey tonight.
True.
And I don't know how that happened because I haven't gotten drunk in 2 weeks on this show. And maybe because I had dinner like real early. Sorry.
You know what I did? I somehow I got to the airport today and ordered a beer, and I don't know what happened, but I got it hit me hard. And then and you know what? That restaurant was packed. There's like no one else around after that. You know what? I think people like going to the restaurants just like take their fucking masks off. You know what I mean? Because you can sit there and be like, "Oh, I gotta eat and drink, so I gotta take my mask off." So that's like the one reason. So it's like I would rather spend $15 on a beer and sit there and slowly sip that thing and be able to pull my mask down and sit in my little corner away from everyone than not pay $15 and have to wear my mask the whole time. Just because otherwise, if you take it off, then they're gonna yell at you. I
agree.
But had the drink, and then I was like, man, you know what? That hit me really hard. I'll have another one. So I had another beer, and I got on the flight, and quickly fell asleep right after we took off. Woke up just as we were about to land. As we were touching down, the guy in the not the seat next to me, but there's a seat between us, the buffer. But his little water bottle flew off the seat as we touched down, and I snatched it out of the air.
Look at you!
He was like, "Whoa,
God damn!"
Yeah. He goes, "Wow."
Hell yeah.
And then the guy behind him, right after we land, the guy behind him goes, "Oh, did you get any sleep?" To the guy next to me. And he goes, "No, but this guy did. He slept the whole time."
You say, "Yeah, that's the Corona." Meaning the beer. You know what I mean? Meaning the beer.
Creepy. That's creepy. You like realize I was asleep the whole time? Were you checking on me every couple minutes? This is a little odd, but I got a nice little power nap in there. It was really nice. So that's a high rec. That Ontario Airport has some strong beer or something like that. I don't know what they do to that stuff there, but it was nice.
Good.
But JJ, get the fuck out of there, and please, exfiltrate yourself from that situation ASAP.
Yeah, Ray, let's talk about your Thanksgiving restrictions real quick. So apparently, you can't.
I love
it. Can't. Yeah. Do you still have that? Do I got to Google it? Let's see. California.
I do.
Yeah.
Which is, I have it right here. I'll put it in the chat. Bam. There it is.
Boom. Okay.
So it says, do you want me to read it, or how do you want to do this?
I want to read it to you.
The highlight of
Ray, your governor in California has decided that
he's a saint.
He's a hero. He's my hero, Ray, because he's been able to exert his unconstitutional authority over you for 8 months now, or whatever it's been. Mm-hmm. But you make sure on Thanksgiving, Ray, that you have no more than 3 households, including your own. Okay? All right?
Wait, let me count.
You make sure that you collect the names and addresses of everybody attending your Thanksgiving celebration, Ray. Okay? You must hold your gathering outside. Thank God you're in Northern California, because I'm in Connecticut, and today on October 29th, it's fucking cold. It's raining and it's fucking cold out there. All right? I hope you have nice weather. Okay? You can go to the bathroom inside, but only if the bathroom is sanitized. Okay, so make sure you've got your bleach
the other
spray.
Opportunity, like go in my lawn. Like if I have everyone over, am I supposed to have them go in, or am I supposed to rent a porta potty? Like what do we
figure it out? I don't know what to tell you. Figure it out. Okay.
Yeah,
You're allowed to gather in an open park, 3 households only, but no concurrent gatherings like with people you know in the same park. So don't you go in any parks for Thanksgiving.
Only strangers, not people you know and trust.
Yeah. Make sure your 3 households in your house for Thanksgiving are all properly socially distanced. So you got to make 6-foot markers all over your house. And you have a big house. You live in a mansion now, in Long Beach. So you'll have plenty of room for this. But make sure you have 6 feet designations everywhere in your house. Okay. So your 8-foot table, you need to find a way to extend that to 27 feet or whatever the fuck it is. Okay.
Just add some
Make sure you're serving all your food in single serve disposable dishes. All right. So that'll save your wife some time having to do any dishes. So just buy a bunch of fucking paper
We don't
plates,
have any.
okay?
We're just gonna. We can just throw them away. You don't. They don't have to be known as disposable.
Just throw your plates away.
Get rid of them.
Yeah. I guess if you don't like your Chinaware, get rid of it. Sure.
Nice China.
Now remember, Ray, when you're all gathered with your whole family for Thanksgiving and you're watching football and you're having appetizers and stuff, make sure you're wearing a mask at all times unless you're eating. And if you are eating, in between bites, get that mask up, motherfucker. Okay, because you're gonna spread that fucking virus if you don't. Okay.
What about drinks? How do I drink?
In between.
There's no guidelines on that. Okay.
Yeah, you pull your mask down, drink, put the mask back up. Because don't you dare spread that shit. Don't you dare spread that shit to your family. Okay? Everybody you know in your life and love, they're all fucking infected. Assume that. Assume they are. Okay. You can only gather for 2 hours at a maximum. Don't you dare go to 2 hours and 5 minutes. Don't you dare, because you'll fucking destroy the world, okay? 2 hours. That's it. That's your Thanksgiving. 2 hours. Done. You set a timer. As soon as they start walking in the door, set a timer. Hey, guys, here's a timer. Get your ass to eating because you're leaving in 2 hours. Fucking move. All right. Now, I know, Ray, I know your family because you've told me all about them in the past 2 years we've been together. Okay, Ray, I love you. You're a good friend of mine. And by the way, Ray, California is on the travel advisory list. If you do come out here next month, you have to quarantine for 14 days. But remember, I know that you guys love to sing because you have the Mexican and the Chinese family, and music is a big part of your culture.
We have so many mariachi
but singing
bands
is
lined up for
discouraged.
Thanksgiving, as is tradition.
Singing, we discourage singing in California, but if you must sing, you must wear a mask and sing below a standard speaking voice. So instead of being like, "Hey, baby,
a standard speaking
I
voice.
love you,"
You can't even do it
like,
at a speaking voice. It has to be below.
"Hey, baby, I love you." You got to sing like that, okay? All right, so get out of here with your bullshit Thanksgiving celebrations and gathering with your family and enjoying your family like you normally do, okay? You need to adhere to these guidelines to save the state of California and to save the world. Okay, Ray? So don't you dare get out of line in 1 month from today or whatever fucking Thanksgiving is. I don't remember. I think it's the 26th.
Mm-hmm. So I sent out the invites to everyone and I said, all right, so some people are going to have to wear disguises. Also, some people are going to have to enter under cover of darkness. So we're going to have to do that. Go park a couple streets over, shuttle them in underground tunnel, maybe go Harriet Tubman style or something. Like, what is this? This is a list that when you're reading it, if you don't know, if you just started reading this list, this is like somebody that's like the black sheep of the family. That's like, all right, guys, I fucking hate all of you. All right. Like Uncle Jerry, you sing like a squawking bird. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate when you get drunk every fucking Thanksgiving and you start singing these songs that no one even knows. So you know what? Here's my list of rules when you guys come over. I'm hosting this year and you guys need to listen to these rules. Steer fucking clear of me. I don't like you guys. The party's only lasting 2 hours. And you know what? I don't want to do a bunch of dishes. Bring your own fucking dishes. And you know what? Wipe the fucking bathroom after you piss. Like, you know what? I know you pee on the seat. You need to clean it up. Like, this is like, no singing, damn it. Like,
bring your food, bring your dishes, bring your napkins, bring a porta potty. Get the fuck out of my house in 2 hours. Amen. Goddamn. Like,
it's actually kind of nice, maybe.
You know what the sad part? You know what the sad part is, Ray? Out of all this, okay. What? I know everything's fucked up right now, right? But there are people in this world, and there are people listening to this podcast, listening to my voice right now, think, yeah, that's totally reasonable. What's wrong with that?
Oh, I know that's like crazy.
You're fucking crazy right now. God damn it. Jesus Christ.
Here's the thing, right? 3 households. Okay, so 3 households. Just saying. So there's people that live alone. All right. So if you get those 3 people live alone, you got a max of 3 people. I've heard these stories of my in-laws and having 20 people in a household, right? You get a couple of 20-person house, you could literally have 60 people or 3 people. And all of a sudden you bring that 4th household of 1 more person and 4 people. That's too much.
You all got corona.
Shit.
You all got corona.
The whole thing's, you know what I mean? Like, overall, like, and I'll just say, like, real, like, PSA, right? Use some common fucking sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't share dishes. Why is that not on there? Like, don't share drinks. That kind of stuff. I mean, these things, it's like, we're already doing this stuff. But like, how are you going to say like, you can use the same restroom and sanitize it, but not the same dishes when I've sanitized dishes? It's called a dishwasher. Like, what do you mean we can't use the same dishes? Why do they have to be disposable? Like, none of it makes sense. It's insane.
Ray, goddamn. I've changed my mind on the masks, though, by the way. I've changed my mind on the masks because I got these really cool masks now that are dark blue and have my company's logo down at the bottom. So I kind of walk around like a big shot.
I've seen
I
those.
walk around like a big shot now. So
I've seen those.
We can wear masks forever, I guess. Nobody needs to see my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say Trojan down in that corner.
You say Georgia? Is that what you said? Georgia? Trojan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. That's enough. That's enough for tonight, right?
Hey, I am actually hosting Thanksgiving, so I did send this list in a group text to everyone.
you?
So I got a lot of LOLs in response, and then I had to link them the link that said, "No, this is actually a thing." But when I host, I'll let you know how it goes. We'll check back.
So we're doing a weird thing, everybody, is that we're recording this on October 29th, and it'll be released to you on October 31st, which is Halloween. So happy Halloween. I hope your kids are able to trick-or-treat if you have kids, okay? And if they're not, I hope you do something fun, but fuck Halloween, because I don't like Halloween to begin with, so whatever. But next Tuesday, we'll be back here. We'll be back in the recording studio, Ray, you and me and Randy live and all of our election correspondents. And we're going to be covering the 2020 presidential election. And then you won't hear that till Saturday. I think we screwed this one up. I think we did the timing wrong, but whatever. I booked bed and we have to get through this. Yeah, we can do it. So you get to relive the 2020 election all over again in episode 132. All right, that's what we're doing. If you want to be an election correspondent, I've got tons of election correspondents ready to go. Okay, we're going to be doing the Rich Dickman Show election 2020. Randy's pulling some really fancy music. It's going to be like a whole news. It'd be like just like watching CNN. Except awesome. All right, because CNN sucks, but we're awesome. All right, we're going to cover the election from 10 p.m. Eastern up until whenever we stop podcasting, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. And hopefully we'll know who the president is at that time. But whatever. But that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to have fun. If you want to join in the fun, get into our Discord at bit.do/TRDS1 at 10 p.m. Eastern on election night, which is November 3rd. If you're in Australia, it's 10 a.m. on November 4th. Maddie, fucking idiot. Like I tried to tell you, it's a fucking next day. Get your shit together. He's asking me for that. Oi.
Give him Australian time. That's not a country.
What's the date, mate? And I'm like, you motherfucker, you know what date it is, mate. You stupid asshole. Like, you dumb. All right. But anyways.
Made up accent, mate.
Yeah, exactly. So it's November 3rd, 10 p.m. Eastern. Get into Discord, bit.do/TRDS1. We might have Hot Drummer News Babe here, but she's starting to kill herself. Nice. But we're going to have election correspondents all over the country, even as far into as Hawaii. Okay, right. So we're gonna have the best election coverage.
Barack Obama.
Yeah, absolutely. The greatest election coverage you've ever known is going to happen here on the Rich Dickman Show. You just won't hear it until a week later. So there you go. All right. I would like to thank our buddy Ben.
Great time capsule.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have so much fun. Ray, I've got a couple surprises for you. I'm not gonna tell you what they are now. You have to wait Tuesday. Excited. All right, but I would like to thank Ben for coming on and talking a little bit of World of Warcraft and a little bit of World of Warcraft elitism with us. That was a lot of fun. And you know what? It makes me think, man, I wish I would have talked to him a few years ago when I was actually doing Wild Podcasts, because I think we would have gotten along. But I didn't like anybody back then, right? I was a real asshole. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
I was a real asshole. I just changed your life and I changed Randy's life. And I like to take credit for that.
Yeah.
Look at Randy. Randy is so fucking high right now. Like, he's just like, it looks like his screen is frozen. Like, if you're like, God damn, Randy's screen is frozen. I hope he's okay. But nope, it's not. His screen's not frozen. He's there.
I totally hid behind the microphone and took a nap. Like,
I saw that.
I
saw that.
Yeah. Hey, Randy. Yeah. Thanks for leaving a voicemail tonight, by the way.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Oh,
yeah.
Beep. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Randy here. Is that good?
That's fine.
One take.
Yeah, that's it. Ray, say the words, buddy. Let's get out of here.
Hey, let's bring this baby home.
Oh, we can do that. Thank you all so much for listening to the Rich Dickman Show. We love it when you do, all 9 3/4 of you, because we kept a couple from Adam's episode. So thank you so much. We love it when you do. If you like what we do and you want to support the show, you can tell a friend and leave a review on the app of your choice. But if you like us even more than that, why not check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Rich Dickman. We're getting stuff to you almost every week. We got some bonus clips last week. A couple weeks ago, we got Liquor Fueled number 2, part 1. Ray, we got to get to that sometime next week. I think we got to get that over with. Yeah, but we have the Tuesday, maybe next Thursday, like when we were supposed to do a regular show, we'll just do that. That sounds good. But you're getting bonus shit all the time. And at the top tier, you get your t-shirt. So get in there. Check it out. Okay. And if you listen, I'm telling you, that Liquor Fueled stuff is good. Yeah. Ben and I were talking about, the Dark Below. All right. We talk about the Dark Below on Liquor Fueled because that shit is from 2013, man. It's from 2013 and 2014 when we get to it. I have all of them. And we're going to get to all of them. That's right. You can find us online at richdickman.com for all of your Rich Dickman needs. Click that merch tab. Get yourself some swag. We've got masks because we're, here in Connecticut, Ray. I don't know if you know this, but we're in our second wave. We are in the second wave of the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah. We're in our third wave. Suck it.
God damn. Okay. So get yourself a Rich Dickman Show mask and help curb the second wave. That's right. And we also have t-shirts and all that some fun stuff. So check it out. We'll click the merch at richdickman.com. And you can check us out on YouTube. We have a link to our YouTube channel on there as well. Subscribe. We hit 50 subscribers, Ray. Woohoo! I got to do a little 50 subscriber special, I think. And I don't know what it's going to be. Probably just swing my dick around for 10 minutes. But, that might turn too many people on. But yeah, that's what we do. You can check us out, richdickman.com. That's right. Every week, every Saturday morning, we release episodes. Check out Isaac's podcast when he does one again. Chip it out with Isaac, and of course, check out our buddies at Not For Human Consumption. Ray, I plug them every week. I don't know if they plug me every week. I don't know if they do that, but that's okay. I love those guys. I still do, and so I'll still plug their shiznat. Goddamn, Ray, I got drunk, man. I don't understand why this happened. I haven't gotten drunk in 2 weeks on this show, and I've had the same amount of liquor tonight. I've had the same amount, maybe less, and I am fucked up right now. richdickmanshow@gmail.com. All right, if you want to email the show. You can find us on Twitter. You can find executive producer Randy. He is at Sir0 with an E. He doesn't use social media too much. You can find us on Twitter at Rich Dickman Show. Of course, producer Ryan at RyanTRDS. My mother at Rem_Mama. And I am at Rem Dickman. I'd like to give a shout out to our boy Freddie, who's been a patron for a long time. Freddie posts some fun memes into the chat room and our Discord at bit.do/TRDS1. Yeah. Freddie, love you, buddy. Maddie, I love you too, even though you're an Australian asshole. And, Randy, you're fucking cool. And, of course, producer Ryan, I love you guys. Everybody who's participated in the show, we love each and every one of you. You're all wonderful. Ray, how do we find you, pal?
On Twitter at Jules Wenfeld. And if you guys would do us a big favor, leave us voicemails, 860-316-4776, regarding the upcoming election stuff. We want to answer all your election questions. We are experts, of course. I mean, you've heard... literally, we're better than all the people on any major news channel, of course. Yes. I mean, it goes without saying. So just leave us your questions and we'll answer them.
And even if you don't want to be a correspondent, but you want some awesome election coverage, get into the Discord at 10 p.m. Eastern at bit.do/TRDS1. We're going to be covering the election from top to bottom. Correspondents all over the country. Randy's getting ready to cover the Rust Belt. Ben might be back. We've got Heart of Tanks might show up. Fucking, what's his name? Chow Mein, Spaghetti. He doesn't get out of work till midnight. Maybe he'll show up. But we got Cody out in Hawaii. Tom from Roast Mortem. Cody's from Roast Mortem too. Tom's in New York. We're going to have Adam from Houston checking in. Isaac might check in from Florida. Anybody else who wants to get into this shit, we will take you. Ray's in California. I'm in Connecticut. I just want to talk to everybody during the election. And you know what? You can learn who the president's going to be right here on the Rich Dickman Show. And we may even Hot Drummer News Babe. Maybe she'll call in. All right. I think I said that already. God damn.
The only place you'll find that information, who the president's going to be.
And Ray, I've got a couple surprises. One definitely, hopefully two coming up for you on Tuesday. You're going to love it. You're going to love it, I promise. All right, it's the best, the greatest. We got the best We got the best healthcare in the world. We got the most testing in the world. Okay, we're going to win bigly on Tuesday. All right, it's not going to be a civil war. We're going to do just great. All right. I love you guys so much. We'll be back next week with your election show. That's it. All right. Hey, Ray, let's get out of here. Randy, love you. Ray, love you. Good night.
See ya. It's so nice that your wife is grabbing your penis right now. That's very nice that she came and checked on you.
Yeah.
It's very considerate of her.
Just helping her.
Have you read that book, I Won Bigly?
By Scott Adams?
Yeah.
I have not read it, but I know of it. Yeah.
I don't trust anyone with a firsty.
Did you read it, Randy?
I like when they're all... Yeah. Jimmy Three Names.
I knew a guy in basic training, and I'll never forget his name because it was 3 first names. It was Brian David Simon.
Stephen Bradley Drew.
Yeah.
Yikes.
People with 3 first names, it's fucking awesome. I love it. Brian David Simon. Never forget him. It's the day I die. Up here. I don't know what he's doing now. He might be dead for all I know. I have no idea, but his name was Brian David Simon.
Is that the guy you took the grenade for?
No, I don't know. No, I dropped grenades. I never took a grenade for anybody.
Like accidentally dropped one and you're like, oh, fuck, whoops, my bad.
Yeah.
I tried to remember.
Ray, you don't know that story?
I don't think so. I mean, my brother is in the Marines, and he's told me grenade dropping stories from
Ray,
people and stuff.
It's fucking. I'm in basic training, Ray. Okay, and we're doing grenade training. Okay, and it's a whole day. You get to throw dummy grenades. You know, you work up to throwing real. You have 2 real grenades that you throw to pass.
And if you've ever thrown a rock, you already know how to do it.
Yeah. So you start off in a bunker, right? Everybody lines up inside a bunker. And when it's your turn to go, you grab your grenades and you go out to the throwing range and you're out there with somebody. You throw one grenade, boom, he explodes. You throw a second grenade, boom, it explodes, right? And everything's cool. It's fucking awesome, right? But, you know, in order to get your grenades, somebody has to hand them to you. All right. So it's my turn. And they say, Dickman, you're up. And so I call, hey, yes, drill sergeant. And he has 2 grenades in his hand, and he shoves them at me. He doesn't hand them to me, Ray. He shoves them at me. And I was not expecting that, and I dropped both the grenades. Both grenades fell on the floor of the bunker, and I looked down like, and my drill sergeant looks at me like, and I look at him like, and he says, oh, God, Dickman, I thought we were both dead. And I said, what? Thankfully, they didn't explode. The pin stayed in them. But I dropped 2 grenades in a bunker full of, 15 dudes and my drill sergeant and me. And if one of those pins had come loose, either I wouldn't be here at all, or I'd have like half a body, like missing a leg or an arm, because it would have blown up right on my dick. It would have blown up on my dick and blown my leg off. That's where the grenades landed. Goddamn. And then, but I did successfully throw them after I picked them up. But my drill sergeant was scared for his life. He was ready to throw me on the grenades to protect everybody else. Yeah.
I could see that being one of those that, like, drill sergeants, I bet they have a lot of good stories. We need to get a drill sergeant in here, because I guarantee you that they deal with some of the dumbest people, and just some of those, so many good stories. Oh
God, as I told you last week, man, we had to take a lesson how to take a fucking shower. Like, yeah, of course they have stories. Holy shit. If you're a drill sergeant and you want to come on the show, let me know. God damn, that was a long show. All right.